Hey everyone, I'm back 3 months later. Okay, I know I'm a third into the year and have beaten one game, but in my defense, this one was infuriating. I'm just gonna come right out and say it. I did not beat this game. I tried, I really did. How long to beat.com says this game takes 7 hours to finish. My Steam account says I played for 48 hours. I know that's almost a 7 times difference, but to be fair, that's over the course of 3 months. That leads me to my next topic of interest regarding this game. It took 3 months for me to start working on this video because it was just too hard for me. I honestly feel embarrassed to even say that. The whole point of this challenge was to beat more games and also get better at them. And when it's been 3 months and I haven't beaten the game, I have to know when to move on. And to be fair to the game and the developers, there's nothing wrong with it at all. For those of you who don't know, Thymesia is a Souls-like game. What's a Souls-like, you're asking? A Souls-like is a subgenre of action role-playing games known for high levels of difficulty and emphasis on environmental storytelling, typically in a dark fantasy setting. It had its origins in the Dark Souls series by From Software, themes and mechanics of which directly inspired several other games such as this one. The core concepts of high difficulty, repeated character death, driving player knowledge and mastery of the game world, sparsity of save points, and giving information to the player through indirect environmental storytelling is what makes a game a Souls like. You may have noticed I said high difficulty, repeated character death, and sparsity of save points. What that equates to is a brutally unforgiving game that refuses to hold your hand in any way. I started this game and played for a bit and thought, okay, this isn't too bad. Oh, how wrong I was. I got to the first boss fight that I saw my friend struggle with when he showed me this game, and that's where I spent the first month of playing this game. Now, I'll be fair to myself and admit, I did not play this game constantly every day. I played other things, and I also still have a life. That 48 hours I have in game only comes out to 2 days in total. So maybe had I played more often than I did, I would have gotten past this faster, but I didn't. You know why? Because I couldn't get past the boss, try as I may, but it seemed impossible. It was so difficult for me that I didn't even want to play the game when before that I was actually enjoying it. I had to have my friend that showed me it coach me on Discord while I screen shared my gameplay just to beat it. It honestly just came down to pattern recognition and fast hand reflexes. Dodging or parrying at the wrong time could be yet another death. The next two bosses I was able to get through with relative ease. I died a couple of times on both of them, but neither were particularly difficult. One was a giant bat that was pretty cool. The other was the usual big guy who has a big weapon and does high damage type character. Nothing too crazy at this point. I'm thinking, okay, I got this. The rest of the game should be no problem, right? Once again, I was so very wrong. The last mission of the game is literally just a boss. And who do you fight? Yourself. You fight the character you play as that has all the moves you upgraded and can counter everything you do. This is the reason. This is why I had to give up. It pains me to admit defeat, but I have to here. And once again, this is entirely on me. From a completely objective standpoint, there's nothing wrong with the game that makes it unplayable or unwinnable. I just simply wasn't good at it. In fact, there's actually a lot of things I do like about this game. The graphics are beautiful, the different levels are all extremely detailed and fun to explore, the enemy AI is fine, and the combat and overall movement are as smooth as butter. None of my deaths in this game felt like they were unfair. Compared to a lot of higher budget games that have come out completely broken and riddled with bugs and microtransactions, this game is truly a hidden gem. It's just not for me, and that's okay. Oh, and if you're wondering why I didn't bother speaking about the story, it's because there isn't any. Okay, I'm lying. There is a story, but it's almost entirely told to you via random notes and diaries you find while exploring the various levels. This just isn't engaging to me and is yet another aspect of Souls likes I'm not a fan of. I'm sorry, but I'm not picking up an item just to have to read paragraphs worth of information. I'm not in English class, so I'm not trying to decipher stories out of random items I may or may not even find. I'd much rather just watch a cutscene or speak to NPCs or literally any other way that I would find engaging. So, now that the review is out of the way, I'd like to make some revisions to just one rule of this challenge. Before, I said that I had to beat every game. Well, now the new rule will be that I only have to play every game, but I'm not allowed to give up on it until after at least 6 hours of gameplay. I know 6 hours seems like a really long time to have to decide whether you like a game or not, but keep in mind some games are slow burners, and not only that, but most games have new things even tens of hours into a playthrough, let alone 6. I just feel like 6 hours is long enough for a game to have gotten enjoyable if it has a slow start or a lot of the content is locked until further into the game. If at that point I'm really not enjoying the game or I'm not progressing further, then I will be allowed to give up. I've realized that playing a game, which is something I like doing, shouldn't feel like a chore or start to stress me out. Okay, with the bulk of the video out of the way, let's see which game I'll be playing next. All right, guys. Looks like the next game will be The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. I've actually started this game like twice, but didn't finish it either time, so I'm looking forward to beating it. I will be playing on the GameCube version that comes with the Master Quest mode, but I won't be playing that mode for the video. I just chose the GameCube version for somewhat updated graphics. I would have chosen the 3DS remake, which has much better controls and graphics, but I couldn't find a 3DS emulator or the ROM for it. But anyways, that's all for today's video. Thanks for watching, and as always, have a nice day.